Hello my friend, welcome back, and if you're new here, my name is Susan Wheeler Hall, and I'd like to talk about having a good life, but with the twist of disability. A lot of us are afraid of what's going on right now with the COVID-19 virus, and I wanted to talk a little bit about how I stay calm, and maybe that might help you as well. Now, some of you already know I already live on a breathing ventilator, and so what that means is that I need a machine that will breathe for me or force me to breathe when I'm sleeping, because my lower diaphragm muscles have atrophied, and so then that means if you take a big breath, you can feel your belly go out. I can't do that anymore. And it also means that I can't cough. Usually when I cough, people think I'm sneezing. But at any rate, so that's important because for me, I can get a cold and it can go to pneumonia very, very quickly and become very serious. Much like what's happening with the COVID-19 virus. So obviously that's playing a lot on my mind. And the last time that I had pneumonia, I was in hospital for 3 months and became so weak that I left in a wheelchair, and that lasted for close to 2 years. So the idea of this virus certainly frightens me to a great deal. And so I thought I'd share with you some of the ways that I keep my thoughts in check, or rather how I work with them in a way. And so this is the sort of thing that I do. So this is my little friend, and this is called Happy Cat. And now Happy Cat is, you can see, smiling and pretty positive and very optimistic, and usually has some good happy thoughts. But then the other fellow that comes along sometimes is the dark horse. And the dark horse tends to have those dark thoughts and can create a lot of fears. And, there are the things that say, so the dark horse would, show up in my thoughts and say, oh, if you get this virus, you're toast. There's just no chance for you. Whereas, Happy Cat will kind of have the thoughts, look, you're doing everything you can to stay inside. You're keeping social distancing and following all the rules. And let's face it, you've been down this road before, so don't panic. But then, the dark horse will show up again. Oh yes, reading the statistics. And say, oh, it's just a matter of time. You better not go outside or you're going to get it for sure. And the handicap would come up and, have some other thoughts. And so between the two of them, these are responsible really for the thoughts that come up in my mind. But the thing that's important for me to remember is that, whatever the dark horse thoughts might say, I don't have to believe them. They're not necessary, they're not true. And even Happy Cat's thoughts are not true. But, really, because if you can only live in the moment. And so right now I'm thinking, I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. I'm staying indoors. I'm missing seeing more people, but we have video and phone call and that kind of thing. But the important thing is, I do feel overwhelmed sometimes. Late yesterday morning, for example, I woke up feeling very anxious, and, I had a lot of the dark horse. And so, but the thing that helps me is that I realize when those thoughts come up, oh, there's that bloody dark horse again. And, and then I just push it away. And it's not a matter of only focusing on the good thoughts, because that's a little bit of a Pollyanna kind of way to be. And certainly hasn't been a good way for me to live in the world with a significant disability, because you need to pay attention to what's going on and to protect yourself. It's simple as that. But it's also really important to protect your thoughts, because our feelings are created by our thoughts in the moment. I'll say that again. Our feelings are created by our thoughts in the moment. So let's pay attention to what we're thinking. And your body is really good at telling you, if you feel anxious, or as you might get those swishies in your ears, or you might have days where you just can't focus. All of these things are pretty normal feelings, and that's happening in response to what's going on. But the important thing to remember is they're just thoughts. They're not true. They're just thoughts. So if you can remind yourself just that simple way of thinking that, oh, there's a dark horse thought. You don't have to believe it. As long as you're doing everything that you can in protecting yourself, staying indoors, finding a way to find a new normal as we work our way through this, because that's really all we can do. But the other thing you can do is just pay attention to your thoughts. And remember, your feelings are created by your thoughts in the moment. So let's think about that.